Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, Living Diaz by Diaz. I'm Angela Diaz, and I'm just living my life day by day. And you're welcome to come along and see what's going on. So, let's start this off by saying, hi, everyone. My name is Angela, and I am an impulsive and compulsive shopper. Okay, that's not true. Okay, not true. I am an impulsive and compulsive spender. Okay, yes, there is a difference. There's a difference. Let me tell you what that is. If I were an impulsive shopper, all right, I would be going to the mall or I would be going onto websites to look around for stuff to buy. I'd be shopping, right? I'd be browsing and I would be going with the intention to like just spend money and buy things. I, on the other hand, will somehow keep spending money and buying things without like the mentality of shopping, right? Like, for example, I will go onto Amazon specifically to order the next volume of the One Piece book, right? It's like, oh, One Piece, boom. But then Amazon's like, oh, recommendations for you. And I'm like, ooh, well, that's nice. Add to cart. And then it'll go on to say, people who bought this also bought this. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. It kind of goes together, right? Add to cart. Next thing you know, a couple $100 and a couple days later, I'm at home getting packages and it's like Christmas because I don't even know what's in these boxes. Right? I'm like, what's in here? I don't even know what I bought. Just, oh my God. And it happens all the time. And to further tell you how impulsive and compulsive of a spender I am, I have a dog walking around here. You see her? No. But I have an RV in my backyard. Like not in like a it's like a camper trailer, right? It's like a 17 and a half foot freaking camper. My car can't even, like, I have an SUV. It can't even pull this thing. I almost burnt out my transmission getting it home. And it's been sitting in my backyard ever since last summer when I bought it. I was not in the market to buy a camper trailer. I wasn't shopping for one, but I bought one. I sure did. And it's sitting back there. Holy, like, you guys would not believe um the amount of money I spend and the random things that I just end up with. Okay. So, what I decided at the end of December was I was going to participate in the Buy Nothing January trend. Let's call it a trend. Um, and I was trying to talk myself out of it. I was like, no, because if something comes up, or what if you wanted this, if you participate, you can't buy this. And so I was kind of trying to talk myself out of it. And when I realized I was doing that, I was like, that right there is exactly why you need to participate in this Buy Nothing January trend, because you're just so out of control right now. And, I was looking at my budget, last year and the year before. Now in 2024, my weekly spending allowance was $100 a week. That was $400 a month I was allowing in my budget just for spending. And I often went over my budget. So that's $4,800 a year plus. In 2025, I reduced it to $75 a week or about $300 a month. That's still $3,600 a year, just a blow. And I often went over. And so it was just unnecessary, very, very unnecessary. And at the end of 2025 in December, it's the winter solstice. I'm sitting around really reflecting on everything. I'm reflecting on my professional life, you know, and where I want to see my career. I'm reflecting on my personal relationships, my relationships with my family, my home, my finances, my debts. And I was like, 2026, I'm making some drastic changes. I am going to do all this kinds of stuff, and we're just we're gonna get things done. We are getting things done in January, or in 2026, starting in January with Buy Nothing. Okay, so what is Buy Nothing month? It is where you cannot spend money outside of like bills and groceries. Now, if you have a medical emergency, you know, anything that's just absolute necessities. Yes, your prescription if something comes up. I have a dentist appointment on Tuesday. I'm going to have some out of pocket expenses there. That's whatever. But things that are not necessary are done. No, I'm not pulling into McDonald's for nothing. I'm not, or any other fast food. I'm not going out to eat. I'm not going to the movies. I'm not buying anything unnecessarily. It's bills and groceries. That is it. Yeah. Yeah. So, yesterday was the first full week of Buy Nothing. And I have some thoughts on how it went. I have some thoughts. I have written in my handy dandy notebook here. Um, so I've been jotting down things that have popped up that I wanted to spend money on. Okay. One was pizza lunch. About twice a week, there's this my favorite pizza shop 2 blocks from my job. I would usually walk there and I'd get sliced fries and a Coke. It's $10 for the lunch special. I love it so much. And I couldn't do that. Alternatively, what I've been doing is packing my lunch and my breakfast every single day. Usually it's like leftovers, and I have like simple breakfast items that I pack. So I've been doing that. It's been working out well. And I miss the pizza, but I feel good that I'm not spending $20 a week on pizza when I could be eating leftovers for free, basically. Okay. Uh, Friday evenings, back on that pizza thing. I love pizza. That's my favorite thing. So there's this pizza shop about 2 miles from my house. So on my way home from work on Fridays, I would call this pizza shop up, place my order for my large cheese pizza, and so I'd boom, pull over, grab my pizza, and keep it pushing. Then also on the way home is the wines and spirits store, all on the same strip. So I'd pull into the wines and spirits, get myself a small bottle of cheap Concord grape wine, keep it pushing. And so then I sit there on Friday evenings with my whole pizza and my Concord grape wine and my K dramas, and I call it a day. And that's my perfect Friday evening. And I couldn't do that. So there's some good frozen pizzas out there. I'm going to go that route. Tomorrow is Friday. I am going to go to the grocery store and get a frozen DiGiorno pizza. I think that's a pretty good brand of frozen pizza. And yeah, I don't have any wine. I don't think. I might. See back there? I have a whole bar. And like I have a mini fridge and a bar. I'll find something there to enjoy with my pizza, and it is what it is. So, pizza, Like pizza shops, that was a pain point for me in this last week. The other thing that came up was I couldn't find my eyebrow scissors. Okay, if you don't know what eyebrow scissors are, it's like these tiny little scissors. So when you're like manicuring, not manicuring, whatever, shaping up your eyebrows or whatever, you have this little eyebrow brush and you brush your eyebrows and then you trim with the scissors and whatever. Couldn't find them anywhere. Automatically, I'm like, I gotta run to the store and get some eyebrow scissors. But I said, nope, this is no buy month. I don't think it's an actual necessity of life, these eyebrow scissors. So I'm just gonna jot it down in my book here and wait. Maybe at the end of the month or like when February starts, if those eyebrow scissors didn't pop up, then I'll probably buy a pair. But for this month, no. Another thing that happened was when I was at the grocery store. Well, not the grocery store. I was at Walmart doing my grocery shopping. And there's this brand of clothing that I like, Free Assembly. I like Walmart's Free Assembly clothes. I like how thick the material is. I like the way the dresses fit. They're very kind of plain and solid, and I like that. And I like their sweaters. Their sweaters are usually like kind of thick, and they're just like a better material than some of their other clothes that they have there. I don't know. I like it. So I saw this new Free Assembly sweater, and I was like, ooh. And I've had a physical reaction. Like I had a knot in my throat, a knot in my stomach, because everything in me was like, look away and keep going. You're not buying that. You're not touching it. You have so many sweaters. You have so many clothes. There's absolutely no reason for you to spend how much? $30? $30 randomly on this sweater. So I walked away. That was a very proud moment and it hurt. So there's that. So that's kind of it. Other than that, I mean, honestly, so far, I mean, it's only been 1 week, but so far I've been having a very positive experience. I am missing the pizza though. I miss that pizza. But all things considered, I've been very mindful of my money. I feel happier at the end of a week not having spent money and not worrying about like, oh my gosh, I overspent. Oh, why did I buy all this stuff? And you always had that after purchase regret. I haven't had that at all this week. My bank account is thanking me for the extra cushion that it's getting. Um, and it's been fine. Like, and I haven't been even driving around or doing extra things that would entice me to spend money. I've just been, I go to work, I've been coming home, I've been, you know, doing like all my home things and just cooking and packing my lunch for the next day and walking the dogs and very basic, laid back, good stuff. And it's been nice. And I honestly, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Like buying all that stuff did not contribute ultimately to my happiness. I've been having a great week, honestly. Um, I missed pizza though. The pizza. And maybe like I'll get past that as well. Like I will probably notice like a change and maybe I'll lose weight, right? Because I'm not eating so much freaking pizza. And that might, who knows? So I'm really excited to continue with this and to see how it it changes my mentality around money and consumerism when this 1 month challenge is over and how that's going to affect me moving forward for the rest of 2026. I really do think that this is going to set me up for a very good and successful 2026 in the area of my finances. I'm pretty sure. So if you guys have tried a no buy or low buy challenge, or if you're currently participating in it, let me know in the comments how it's going, what your plans are, and if you have any tips for me that I can implement during my no buy month. So thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video. If you want to see more content and see other updates throughout the month and next month on my no buy, whatever crazy other challenges I'm participating in, hit subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.